The item that I decided to choose for this assignment is going to be these frozen desserts that I found in the frozen dairy aisle in Aldi. They're called these mini cream puffs. They're from this brand called Specially Selected. They're branded as this dessert pastry, a choux pastry with whipped filling, so it has this fancy title of what the item is. It's very similar to a fried ice cream dessert. But the reason I bought it was because of the product packaging. The one thing that really caught my eye when I first saw it was the package itself, compared to other options for frozen desserts. Those usually have, like a cardboard box with a plastic bag inside where it contains the items, and a lot of times it feels flimsy. It doesn't feel very sturdy and able to reuse and just close again, especially if it's frozen or put in the freezer. With this item, they have it packaged in this really thick plastic container that has like a reusable lid. And my first thoughts when buying it was, oh, I could probably use that container for something else after I'm done with it. I could probably put like arts and crafts in it or some other type of food option, even if I really needed to. So that was one of the main points for why I purchased this. Another reason was the branding of the company itself. Specially Selected has their own name or title in this very fancy script typeface. So it feels more formal. It feels like you're buying a fancier product, especially with the swirls and the decorative features around the packaging, the deeper tones in the background, and the illustrated image of the mini cream puffs themselves and what you're buying. It feels like they're trying to sell something that is higher quality ingredients, especially with the vanilla and the other ingredients on the package. It feels like you're buying something that is higher quality, better option in general compared to other competitors who usually have very bright, colorful packaging or maybe don't illustrate the ingredients as much. This one very much does. So again, just in general, compared to competitors, they feel like a fancier product. It feels like you're getting way more than you're actually paying for, especially in an Aldi, which is considered a generally like save your money store. This was around $4.60 for a box that does carry around like a pretty high amount of the dessert itself. I definitely felt as a consumer that I was getting way more than I was paying for. In terms of how much I would spend for product packaging, I really do believe it depends on the item that I'm buying. If I would, so for example, like in technology, I wouldn't spend more solely for product packaging, even if the item is worse, especially because it's considered a higher investment, a phone or a laptop or a pair of earbuds. I really want to buy something that where the product is the high quality. However, when it comes to items that are smaller or the competitive prices aren't that much of a difference, I am more inclined to buy something simply for the product packaging. I recently bought this box of safety pins, and the safety pins, albeit they were possibly flimsier than another brand or not as secure as another brand of the safety pins themselves, they did come in this nicer packaging or this plastic packaging where you could just put the safety pins in, and they were already individually sorted, so it was a package that you could just carry around. It was easy to use. I no longer had to look for a product or look for a package where I had to now put the safety pins in. So for those types of examples are where I would really lean more towards product packaging and spending more for that, even if the item itself isn't as high quality as others. I think a lot about I think a lot about usability or being able to reuse items, and even if it's for a decorative manner, I believe that's where product packaging really takes a lot of weight.